The global coloring book market is currently valued at $3.2 billion, with projected annual growth of nearly 10% through 2028. With the recent surge in generative AI, capturing a slice of that market appears effortless. The promise is that anyone can simply type a few words and instantly manufacture profitable, print-ready books. But the actual publishing process reveals a different story. Beginners frequently encounter a crushing technical barrier that stops 9 out of 10 creators before they make their first sale. When you feed standard, vague prompts into these models, they naturally default to producing unusable outputs. You end up with chaotic backgrounds, heavy internal shading, and inconsistent line weights that are impossible to color. Publishing these flawed pages leads directly to 1-star reviews and refunds on platforms like Amazon KDP. This turns the goal of passive income into a cycle of unpaid labor and unprofitable dead ends. To extract clean art from an AI, you have to master prompt engineering, a process that typically requires 4 to 8 weeks of trial and error. This breakdown highlights exactly what that DIY process demands. During those weeks, creators endure hundreds of failed iterations, constantly tweaking text to force the AI to draw bold, continuous outlines with open spaces. Without a tested framework, you are effectively gambling your time. Relying on random text prompts turns a scalable publishing endeavor into a lottery. If every single image requires hours of manual cleanup, building a profitable catalog of books is mathematically impossible. Achieving commercial scale requires a standardized method to bypass this unpredictable learning phase. This visual introduces the Lost Empire's Vault, which provides a complete creative pipeline loaded with 500 pre-engineered AI prompts. It operates as a copy and paste system. You do not need prior artistic ability, and you avoid complex post-production software entirely. This diagram maps out the embedded architecture making that possible. Every prompt contains specific technical instructions that force advanced models, like Nano Banana 2 and Ideogram, to output pure line art. Because the specific aesthetic constraints are already locked into the text, the AI generates a flawless, print-ready coloring page on your very first try. The struggle of generating art is removed. Production transitions into a highly reliable, predictable manufacturing process for self-publishers. The library draws from 3,000 years of Egyptian history, providing publishers with authentic aesthetic material. As shown in this structural grid, the 500 prompts are divided into 10 distinct thematic universes. This covers everything from the grand architecture of the temples to the daily rhythms of life along the Nile. But simply having a massive volume of high-quality images is only the first step. A commercially successful coloring book requires specific pacing to keep the buyer engaged from the first page to the last. This scale illustrates how the vault handles pacing. Every prompt is pre-categorized as either a meditative static portrait or a high-energy dynamic action scene. By intentionally alternating between these highly detailed studies and multi-figure events, you create a varied narrative flow that prevents monotony. This tagging system allows a beginner to sequence a professional, visually compelling journey on day one. Possessing a library of 500 structurally perfect prompts enables rapid production at scale. This flowchart breaks down the standard publishing math. Because a typical book requires 40 to 60 pages, this single library provides the raw material to generate 8 to 12 complete, non-repeating titles. These economic projections highlight the advantage of the digital model. Selling print-on-demand books or digital downloads requires zero upfront inventory, allowing solo creators to operate with profit margins of 90% or more. This volume allows you to deploy a dominant multi-book portfolio that corners a profitable niche rather than relying on the success of a single title. This network map outlines the distribution potential. With unlimited commercial use rights, you can sell your generated pages across Amazon KDP, Etsy, and independent storefronts simultaneously. This approach works for side hustlers building their first stream of passive income and educators licensing historically accurate content for the classroom. There is absolutely no reason to spend weeks writing vague text inputs that only produce random, unsellable results. This screen shows how you can bypass the learning curve right now. Download the complete 500 prompt library to secure the one-time $17 launch price before the window closes. Backed by a fully protected guarantee, This investment provides the material required to launch a profitable, frictionless publishing empire today.